Hello guys, this is Moon, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys exactly how I managed to achieve that transformation. Make sure to stick around for the end of the video so you can get a chance at winning some free Titan merch, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video.
To start off, what exactly did I do? The process is relatively simple. I was sitting at around 150 pounds at the beginning. Then I went through a bulking phase during which I would eat at a caloric surplus. I reached around 190 pounds and I built a lot of muscle in the process. Once that was achieved, I went through a cutting phase during which I would eat at a caloric deficit to burn the excess fat gained during the previous phase while trying my best to maintain as much muscle as possible. This all starts with nutrition. I made a macros calculator that calculates what your daily intake for proteins, carbs, and fats should be. I will link that in the description box below. It does everything for you. However, in order to get a better understanding of the numbers, I will be briefly talking about the roles of the main macromolecules in the body. To start off, let's talk about carbohydrates, or more simply put, carbs. Carbs are what your body mainly uses for energy. There are different types of carbs, ones that are fast to digest and others that are much slower. The simpler the sugar, or glucose polymer, and the faster it is digested. When someone is eating on a caloric deficit, meaning that they are taking less calories than they should in order to lose weight, the person needs to watch out for her carbohydrates consumption because they are the only macromolecule that the body can produce on its own. Healthy carbs examples would be sweet potatoes, oatmeal, beans, and other fruits and vegetables. Let's now talk about lipids, commonly called fats. Some may believe that not consuming fat at all is the solution to get in shape. This is a misconception. Fats are essential for your body. Out of the three macromolecules that mainly compose our diet, they are the ones that yield the most energy. To put this into perspective, 1 gram of lipids yields about 9 calories compared to carbs or proteins, which both yield only 4. And contrary to carbohydrates, the body cannot produce lipids by itself, meaning that they have to come from an external source. Lipids do all sorts of jobs in your body. They construct the cell membrane, they play an important role in protein transport, and contribute to hormone growth. Do not leave them out of your diet. However, watch out for which lipids you intake. Try to avoid oils, processed foods, and butter. Good examples of fats would be avocados, almonds, fish, and olive oil. Last but not least, I am sure all of you have been waiting for this one. Proteins are directly associated with muscle growth. This is why the most sold supplement throughout the whole world is protein powder. They are essentially the body's building blocks. There are several types of protein and all have very essential functions. The ones we are mainly going to talk about are structural protein. When you work out, you tear apart the muscle fibers. With enough rest, the muscle will regrow stronger and bigger than before. This is how bodybuilding works. The minimum amount of protein someone that trains for muscle hypertrophy should consume is around a gram per pound of lean mass. Much like lipids, the body can't produce them on its own. There is a variety of ways for you to get your protein intake. You can get it through fish, white meat, red meat, nuts, spinach, beans, and many others. Now that we are done with what happens in the kitchen, let's talk about what happens in the gym. I have a rather simple workout routine. I have a split during which the first day is chest and back, the second is legs and core, and the third is shoulders and chest again. I prefer having a split because if I miss a day, I can simply just shift and not completely skip a muscle group. I go to the gym 6 times a week so I can hit all muscle groups at least twice. Bear in mind that I am a full-time student, so I can't go for excessively long time periods. My workouts are usually shorter than 50 minutes. So in day 1, much like all the other days actually, I would superset all the A's together, the B's together, and the C's together. The main chest exercise I use is the flat barbell bench press for 6 reps, immediately followed by Bosu ball push-ups. I like the Bosu ball variation because you activate the stabilizing muscles in your body, which would be neglected if you simply did a decline push-up. I would end the superset with bench front raises, which mainly target your front deltoids. The second superset of the day focuses on your back muscles, mainly your lats and your traps. I begin with a reverse tight grip lat pull down, followed by wide grip pull-ups. If you struggle with pull-ups, feel free to do assisted pull-ups until you feel comfortable. I wrap up with bent over dumbbell rows, which I find activate your back muscles a lot better than the bench variation. To finish off the day, I would do arms exercises such as bench dips to failure, mainly targeting your triceps, followed by barbell preacher curls, which target your biceps. Day 2 is the day most of you will hate. It is legs and abs. I would start with sets of 8 reps of barbell squats, followed by barbell good mornings. I would then do hanging leg raises in order to engage with my ab muscles. In the second superset, I would do bodyweight jump squats, followed by incline leg press and dumbbell sumo squats to further activate my hamstrings. I would end the day with a superset involving crunches and lion leg raises to failure. The third and final day of this play is my personal favorite. The chest and the shoulders are, after all, the muscle groups that give out that strong looking silhouette. I would start the day with incline dumbbell bench press. The dumbbell variation is much better because since both arms are pushing the same weight independently for one another, it helps to get rid of muscle imbalances such as a pec more developed than the other. Don't laugh, I made that mistake. I would follow with flat dumbbell flies, which would activate my inner chest area, and finish it off with chest dips, in which you slightly bend forward to target your lower pecs. The second superset is all about getting those broad looking shoulders. Start off with military presses or overhead presses depending on which you feel more comfortable with. Follow it with dumbbell shrugs to target your traps and your forearms, and end it with seated lateral raises. The last superset is really up to you. I use it to cover up for the muscle groups that I might have missed or undertrained during the week. An example would be to do bicep hammer curls and decline crunches. So what about my personal records? I know it might interest some of you guys to know how much progress one can make after spending around a year in the gym and taking it seriously. My barbell bench press went from around 100 pounds to 245 pounds for 1 rep. My military press went from around 70 pounds to 185 pounds for 1 rep. My squats went from around 150 pounds to being able to do 315 pounds for 8 reps. Last but not least, my favorite. My conventional deadlift went from around 225 pounds all the way to 455 pounds for 1 rep. This is the one I am most proud of. Do bear in mind that I have been very involved with sports all my life. To end the video, here are some before and after pictures of
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. In order to enter the giveaway for some free Titan merch, all you have to do is follow my Instagram, share this video on your Instagram story, and that's about it. The winners will be decided before May 30th. Thank you so much for watching the video. Stay strong, guys. Ciao.